In this video, I'm going to share with you how it is that you can build some very powerful stock charts for absolutely free that you can use to share this information on social media or embed directly into a website. Building these stock charts is very simple. All you have to do is go to the link in the description, and then from this side, you're going to be able to build stock charts that look exactly like this. So the way that you do this is super simple. All you need to do is just typing the company that you're looking to analyze. In this case, by default, you have Apple. So let's say that we want to change this to Microsoft. So here we have Microsoft, and then all you need to do is just adjust the parameters as you see fit. So for example, let's say that we want to get a chart of the last 5 years. So right now we're in 2025, but there's probably not 2025 data yet for this company. So we're going to use 2024, and we want to do 2019 for the start year, so that way we have the last 5 years. As you can see, dynamically these charts get automatically updated with all the new information, which you can verify by just hovering over the different data points. And then you can even select whether you want annual data, which is the default, but if you want, you can just switch it to quarterly data. And as you can see, this is a very cool animation that just then shows you exactly the data that you're looking for. And by the way, this video is about stock charts, but this also applies to tables. So I'm just going to show you this real quick. You just change from chart to table, and as you can see, you're going to get the chart automatically generated as well, and it looks pretty nice. But anyways, going back to the charts, we have the stock chart right here, and what we can do is make some more modifications. So for example, one of the things that I can do is just add more metrics or remove the metrics that we have selected. Let's say in this case that we want to add the stock price. So I can select price, and here we go. In this case, the chart is automatically generated, and it has two axes. So in this case, we have the y-axis right here, which represents, in this case, the revenue and the net income. And then we have the other axis, which represents the stock price. So this is very helpful because it helps us find those trends that are very difficult to find when the revenues are in the billions and then the price is in like the hundreds, right? So this is pretty helpful, a feature that I highly recommend that you check out. But as you can see, you can keep browsing through all of the different parameters that are available. So in this case, let's say we want to add the price to sales ratio. We could also add the inventory. So in this case, we could have the average inventory. We could add any other metric that you can imagine. So let's say the ROIC. We could also add some other metrics. So let's say the EPS. And as you can see, the chart continues to adapt and be responsive, providing all of the information that we requested in a single place. Now this stock chart is starting to look a little crowded, so it makes sense to condense the data so you only have the information you're looking for. So in this case, let's say we want to just show very simply, let's say we get rid of the ROIC and the EPS, and we just want to show this trend right here. This is the chart that we want. Again, we can make any modifications that we want to the chart or get it as a table. And then after this, what we're going to do is we can either do two things. We can export this as an image, which then we could use to share across our social media or share with a colleague or whatever we want to do, or export it as code, which is really powerful because it allows you to embed this chart, which is dynamic, directly into a website. And I'm going to show you both ways. So let's say that we want to embed this chart into our website. All you need to do is click right here on export the code. And then this is going to give you the HTML code that you need to paste into whatever website builder that you use. So we're going to copy this code. And then what we're going to do in this case, I'm going to show you for WordPress, which is one of the largest website builders in the world. So all you have to do is go to your post, and then let's say that we want to add a post. So we're going to click right here in add post. And this is where we could just type the title of the article and the information. So let's say we want to say this is our analysis on Microsoft stock. What you need to do is click on one of these blocks right here, click on the plus icon, and then you can search for custom HTML, or if you use it consistently, you're gonna see that this appears right here. And then this is where you can enter the HTML code that we pasted. So as we can see, this is the code that we pasted. And you can actually click on the preview mode so that you can see what the stock chart is going to look like once you embed it into your site. Now, in terms of the dimensions of how you want the chart to look like, this is really up to you, and we allow you to have the ability to customize this. But just to give you an example, let's say that this is what we want to do and we're going to post it. So naturally, what we will need to do is click on publish, but in this case, we're gonna preview this on a new tab to see what this would look like. So as you can see, this is the chart, and right now it doesn't look like the most appealing. It's still pretty nice, but it could definitely be a little bit better. So what we need to do is to change the dimension. So if I click here and I go to the HTML, what you can do is literally change the height and the width and the dimensions of this specific chart. So in this case, what you'll find is you'll find the width and the height right here. In our case, the height is actually pretty good, but the width is something that perhaps could have some work. So we could adjust the numbers as we see fit. So in this case, let's say we change it to 200%, and now we can see that this happens. Now let's see if we change it to 50% and you click on preview, then this is what happens. So at this point, it's really up to you how you want to set it up. We did create this to be as dynamic as possible, so that way you could have the charts be exactly how you want. So it all comes down to your preference plus the way that you have your website set up. Now, not all of us have a website where we can actually post helpful information like this, but one of the cool things about this is that you can just export this as an image. So we have our chart, or we could also do the same thing with the table. It follows the exact same process, but let's just keep it to the chart. We click on export image right here, and absolutely free, you're going to be able to download this image. So as you can see, this will tell you how this is going to look like. You click on download image, then this goes to your download folders, and you can use this information to post on your social media. So let's say that I want to create a post on my LinkedIn. So here I go. You click on create post, and you can write whatever text that you want for the post. Click on add photo, and then here you're going to go into your downloads. So this is the image that we have. We're going to click on open, and as you can see, you will see the preview of the image. So you can just click next, and then you can continue to add any commentary to the stock chart or the stock table that you want to export. Click on post, and there you go. That's how you would add it to your social media. So there you go. That's how you can create some very powerful stock charts and tables for absolutely free that you can share around on social media or your website. And don't worry, this is gonna stay free, so you don't have to worry about like, oh, am I gonna eventually have to pay for this information? The answer is no. This is something that we want to keep available for the public so that we can have some great analysis discussions backed by data in the community. If you have any feedback or any thoughts in the comments, let me know below, and I'll see you in the next one.